terrified that wireless headphone technology is going to get better and better, and they'll get smaller and smaller, and your ears are just going to swallow them up. You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Whoa, from the Skittering Studios underneath your favorite rock, it's a little bit after 7 o'clock on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show.
Whoa.
My name is Moss.
I'm Bug.
I'm Atticus.
And we have a special guest, Atticus, whose audio I just realized is desperately quiet.
Well, because I think that's Bridget's mic, although that doesn't make any sense because I think Bridget's turned up a lot.
Bridget talks really quiet, yeah. Atticus, can you say some things?
I can say a couple of things.
Wow, that's crazy. It's
so
like you're in a
quiet.
different place.
I am and I'm not,
Yeah.
There we go.
Depending on how you feel about it.
There we go. That's a bit more normal.
Well, it's probably because Bridget, it doesn't have any compression like we do.
No, it does.
Well, yeah, but not the same.
No, it is the same, actually.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I don't know.
I think we're both coming through Atticus's mic now.
Yeah, I know. Because because I can, if I mute myself.
Yeah.
What on earth? What is
It's
happening?
very bizarre. I also can't hear y'all in my headphones.
Oh boy, we got a real.
It's a little.
Oh gosh, whoops, wait, oopsie,
Hang
whoopsie
on, all right,
daisy. We got
okay.
a real mess of a show this morning.
We're doing our
That's
best.
Table mix. All right, so we got to. I'm also not connected to chat, so I don't know if something is wrong with Twitch. Also,
Is something bad there?
yeah, I can't. It says connecting to chat. I can't see any
It does
chat
say that.
messages.
It does say that.
Are we live?
Oh, we're there. Yeah.
We're there.
Coyote Astronaut, good morning.
Oh, well, I'm not seeing it.
But it is still saying connecting to chat. I can see 2 messages from Coyote Astronaut and it says connecting to chat.
I can't see anything even in the browser. Oh boy.
We're doing good.
Yeah,
We're thriving.
All right.
We are thriving.
First, Atticus can have us in headphones.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's important.
That's huge.
Next step is to make it so that we're not all coming through Atticus's mic.
Yeah, that's
Now,
probably good.
Why is that happening?
Good question.
Is a question I don't have the answer for.
Is it just that Atticus's mic is really hot?
It could be. Now it feels very hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like everything's coming through the compressor.
But it's really, really
I love
quiet
it.
when I turn it down to a normal range.
Yeah, Atticus talks some.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's like nothing. There's like nothing here. I think that fucking microphone's busted. Just like everything else this morning.
I don't think that every microphone we have can just be broken.
I don't know. That SM7B has been fucky since we've had it.
Has it been?
Yeah, it's always weird. It always has sounded not right to me.
Well,
anyway, I might need to look at this for a minute.
okay. It might have to be like that. Atticus, what's up with you?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a complete lie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Been actually quite busy.
Yeah, you're directing a musical.
I am.
So that's huge.
Yep, that's been super fun. Yeah, it's a musical that I did when I was in high school, called Lucky Stiff, and it's very nonsensical, very stupid. It's a musical farce. It's like Weekend at Bernie's plus Scooby-Doo plus Pink Panther.
Hell
It's
yeah.
very, very silly and weird.
I love that.
Yeah.
It sounds really fun.
It's a very fun time.
So how many people are in it? What's your cast like?
It's a cast of 12. And
that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's normally it's a cast of 10, but we added 2 more people because it's one of the shows that they really heavily rely on the ensemble to the point that like it was a little too much. I was like, yeah, we can't have one person playing like 8 different parts.
Yeah, you're like, I see that I don't want the challenge of this to be running around backstage.
Exactly. Well, and the people that wrote it are the same composers that wrote Ragtime and Seussical.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And this is the first show that they wrote together, and you can kind of tell because there's some parts that I'm like, we're really stretching here. They also say somewhere in the notes of the script that there are 17 different scenes in this show, and 13 of them are in different places.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
And they wrote something in the script that was like, yeah, we really wanted to like evoke like the sense of like a film. And I'm like, just write a film.
Yeah, that's an option.
Like you could just do that. But you know, we make it work. We're hopefully going to have like a very cool set. The concepts that I gave our set designer are a little crazy, and I told them, I was like, none of this might be achievable, and it's okay if not, but
Like,
we can give it a go.
What can we do?
Yes. I had this concept of creating these like rotating platforms that look like poker chips, because a bunch of the show takes place in Monte Carlo.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like half of the circle would be one scene, and then you rotate it around and it's a different scene. And we
Okay.
could just swap those out.
New question, Atticus, because
Yes.
I've always
That's
wondered.
so cool.
What is Monte Carlo?
What isn't Monte Carlo?
Okay.
Is Monte Carlo a vampire thing and also a car?
I think the second thing is true.
There was a lot that came up in that question.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a... Are you thinking of Count of Monte Cristo?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, I don't think it's a vampire thing. I mean, there could theoretically be vampires in Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is just like a big, like, I don't want to say it's a Vegas equivalent per se. Like, I don't
My
know if
idea
I-
was it's a gambling thing.
Yes, it's very much like a gambling, touristy, like bougie. So the main cast of characters are all coming from different parts. Like the main lead of the show lives in England, like very dreary life, and finds out about his uncle giving him this inheritance, and then he has to take his uncle's like corpse to Monte Carlo
Oh my God.
and like just give him like the trip of his dreams. It's a wild show. So yeah, Monte Carlo is the angle that I gave when I was giving my vision for the show was a very like Wizard of Oz-esque transformation, like even just in like colors. Like it's definitely, we're making it campier and gayer than actual Monte
I
Carlo
love
probably
that.
is, but in our version of Monte Carlo, it's very like flamboyant and gay and colorful and bright.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of that in actual Monte Carlo, but
Yeah,
That's awesome.
My question was sort of based around the idea of like, where is
yeah, that makes
how do you go there?
it's in France.
Genuinely had no idea.
Yeah, no, that's so fair.
So it's like the Las Vegas of France. France Vegas.
France Vegas, yeah.
France
yeah,
Vegas.
for sure.
I'm like, let's learn some stuff about Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is. I just saw that it was in the Maritime Alps. I don't know what that means.
The Maritime Alps, you say?
Yeah, along the French Riviera, which I've heard of.
The Alps and the Maritime.
Yes, which means water, I guess. Like coastal,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay, hey, yeah, Twitch is being so weird. Sorry, I think we just got chat back.
Yeah, I have. I had Twitch open, still have Twitch open in 2 tabs, and so that was probably bad. And now my chat seems to be normal. I do see
Yeah.
some things. Coyote Astronaut was like, car, yes, vampire, I don't think so. And then also that the Count is not canonically a vampire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so the
that's-
Count of Monte Cristo is not a vampire? Is it a donut?
I like his sandwich.
is there a Monte
Love
Cristo
a Monte Cristo,
donut?
yeah.
You could make one, but the Monte Cristo is a fucking good ass sandwich, dude.
What? You know what? I'm going to pipe down because
No.
I'm just confused.
No, you shouldn't, because that's the whole show. So I'll tell you about a Monte Cristo if you'd like it.
Coyote Astronaut says fried sandwich. Also,
Fried
morning,
sandwich.
Coyote. Morning, Lightbulb. Sorry for such a rough start
Honestly,
today.
it's nobody's fault. Technology is against us. We're being attacked.
Oh my goodness gracious, for real. And now OBS has decided arbitrarily that this time having 3 background removals running is too much, and so it is lagging. We're losing frames.
Sure.
So like that's cool. 60 Watts Lightbulb said my texts were broken at the same time, so I ended up restarting my phone and reinstalling Twitch.
Well, yeah.
It's a reinstall Windows morning. It's a delete your account Friday. Wait,
Yeah.
is it Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Friday.
Daft. Delete your account Friday.
DYF. Nope.
No, it's
Don't
not.
have to be delete your Friday.
Yeah, delete your Friday. Welcome.
DYAF.
Yeah. Diaf.
Daft.
Diaf.
Mason.
Which sounds like it should mean something like "Dads, you'd ass forever" or something.
Yeah. Mason, I have a question, and I want you to do this for the chat. Nobody tell him.
Okay.
I want you to guess what a Monte Cristo sandwich is.
I'm gonna say it is ham, deli ham.
Okay.
Folded over, and they always put too much on it.
Okay.
And then sauerkraut. No, not sauerkraut. Artichoke.
Okay.
So ham, artichoke, provolone, guacamole, mustard, mayonnaise, pepper, salt, a little bit of olive oil, and you put it in a press.
You couldn't be closer or farther away.
That's wild.
You took so many swings, like so close, and then steered the complete other direction.
Was the
Yeah.
guacamole where I went wrong, or did I fail before that?
You failed before that. The first thing you said, I was like, whoa, he's about to cook.
Yeah.
It is a ham sandwich.
The first thing I said is ham, and I feel like there's like 3 things you can start with on a sandwich meat-wise, so that would seem like an easy option.
And there is, I don't know if it's a specific cheese. There's a melty cheese on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's.
Yeah.
specific.
It's like a savory French toast because it is dipped in egg like a French toast. It's a ham and cheese sandwich that's dipped in egg and then it's pan fried and then often it has jam on it. So it'll be like ham, cheese, and like, to me, the right choice for a Monte Cristo is like a tart jam.
a tart jam.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's dusted with a little bit of powdered sugar. So it's this like really yummy, sweet and savory. We did, Daniel did Monte Cristo cinnamon rolls once. So they weren't cinnamon, but he used our cinnamon roll dough and did ham, cheese. And Daniel's the person who opened the bakery first that Joe bought and Joe and I work at. And it was like such a cool idea for such a sweet, savory thing.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool sandwich. Even if you're someone who doesn't typically like the sweet savory, I think it really rips.
Atticus, can you say some things?
Yes, I can. Oh no.
Oh, no.
What is, yeah, it's the microphone. That microphone's fucked, dude.
You think it's fucked?
Yeah, it's definitely the mic. I just switched channels.
You think the mic is cooked?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, chat, the mic's cooked.
Well, we'll have to test it, and then I guess I'll.
Is she okay now?
I got you
sounds
back,
good.
but me and Brooke are coming through it
Okay,
hardcore.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, well-
wild. It's like I have to crank the input to get anything out of it, but then it's hypersensitive to everything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it
it's-
out.
yeah.
We might have
It's
to.
fine.
If we need to order a new mic, I will.
Just throw it in the trash.
No, we will need one though.
We can just pass these around. We can just take these out of their
I
stands.
guess what we
and we can pass
what
them
we
around.
could put the interview mic up right there,
Yeah. we
so
could.
that everybody in that seat's in the hot seat.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
We should put it on a mic stand that's like a mannequin hand. We should make one. Oh my God. We should make a mic stand for the interview mic that looks like it's a hand holding it out to you.
That would be great.
That would
I
be-
want to do that so bad now.
I mean, we did make those hands for the 10-minute play that I did with
Yes.
y'all,
Oh
which
my
I don't
gosh.
think we've ever talked about that show on
Oh,
here,
we
which
haven't.
I
Do
feel
you
like
have those?
people, I still have them. Yeah, I still have the hands.
I also have the footage. I need to cut it down. I started editing it and like zoomed it way in and like.
we should release it on the Bug and Moss Patreon.
I don't know if
absolutely.
Is that legally problematic?
I am Facebook friends with the playwright, so I could ask her.
As a trade,
That could be
we
cool.
could be like, you can have it and do whatever you want with it. And then can we share it with our patrons?
I feel like that'd be super fun.
And then obviously anybody who's in the play.
Yes. Also, good morning to my Vamp Lovin' counterpart, Egg Queen, our digital darling.
Hell yeah. I saw that you're literally reading some Anne Rice right now, Atticus.
I am, yes. I surprisingly had never read any, and then
I haven't either.
Yeah, she's a really brilliant writer. It's pretty dense, but it's just so detailed. I'm on the second in the series, The Vampire Lestat, and it's I think it flows really, really well compared to the first one. The first one's still really good, but
Yeah.
I've really, really enjoyed her work so far. And it all started because I watched the AMC show first.
Oh.
The adaptation that they did that is so good.
Okay.
Highly, highly recommend. Yeah.
Honestly, Interview with a Vampire is a movie that I saw really late. This isn't necessarily, I'm just like kind of non sequitur. And it's so good and it's so weird. Like it's so much cooler and weirder than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
It's one of
absolutely.
those movies like To Wong Fu where you're like, who let them do this? And thank God. Like, yes, I did want, what is it, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt as vampired.
And oh my God.
It's little baby Kirsten Dunst.
Yes, it's I think her film debut, and she is literally like 9 years old, playing like a 6-year-old vampire child.
It's so good.
so brilliantly done.
And it's just like so gay.
Yes.
And so absurd.
And Egg Queen said, and Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
Oh my God, he is.
It's really, really
Yeah,
well
it's
done.
a vibe.
Well, and the thing that's really interesting, Anne Rice, my gothic queen, I absolutely love her.
I keep thinking Ayn Rand when you
No,
say Anne
not the
Rice.
same.
I'm like, you mean
Definitely
that
not.
Atlas Shrugged person?
No.
Definitely
No.
not. No, Anne Rice. The first book she wrote, I believe, after her and her husband had lost a child. And so a lot of the first book, Interview with the Vampire, is based in like her processing some of that, which I think she's talked about. She sees a lot of herself in Louis and sees a lot of her husband in Lestat.
Yeah.
And like, Claudia was their daughter. And it just, I mean, it's just so intensely like you said, it's very gay. It's very intensely emotional. It's so well executed. So I already really loved the movie. The show is a really brilliant adaptation of it. Like it takes like the exact right elements to update and like change without destroying the integrity of the story at all.
Yeah.
And makes it even makes it like canonically gay. Like Louis and Lestat are together in the show.
That's
awesome.
so great. I mean, and like, I don't know if you could make a case that they're not canonically gay in the film. You could
yes,
try, I
that
guess,
is very
but
true.
you'd be really tripping over yourself.
Whoa. Anne Rice looks a lot like my high school art teacher.
She's so cute, and I have something so important to talk about that I didn't know. Her husband's name is Stan Rice.
Wait,
Anne and Stan Rice.
Anne Rice and Stan Rice. That's
The cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
that'd be like if I changed my name to like. No,
There's nothing.
you could be Brayson.
I could be Jason.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Anne and Stan just hit.
Yeah,
It sounds
Anne and
good.
Stan is crazy. That's very funny.
Yeah. That's so cute.
That is really, really cute.
So cheers to them.
Cheers to them.
Cheers to them indeed.
I also love that she just like she made everyone have to deal with what she was dealing with. Like she writes Interview with a Vampire. She's processing shit out loud. And then she also was like, I'm Catholic again. And I've written these books, Christ the Lord, Out of Egypt, and Christ the Lord, The Road to Cana. So she wrote fanfic about Jesus, which is so iconic. And then she was like, actually, I think I'm over being Christian. And I think that's so cool. She was like still Christian in her personal life, but she was like, organized religion? Creepy. I have to go.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible, actually. Like, there's a lot of like religious like motifs and like themes in a lot of what she wrote before. She was like, "Oh, I'm super Catholic," and then later, it was like, "Oh, fuck the church." Like, I mean, this is.
And yeah, I think that that's so cool. Also, her husband Stan Rice was a poet and painter. And I can so imagine like going through what she and her husband both went through, losing a child, and then like going back to the church. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then also just being like, you know what? Me believing in God does not mean I have to fuck with this.
Yep.
Peace. I actually have to
Absolutely.
go. Like, she sounds just like the coolest bitch ever.
Absolutely. I think her son, I don't remember what his name is.
Christopher.
Yes. A missed opportunity to be
I know.
Dan.
Dan
or-
Rice would have hit.
Dan Rice
Dan
would've
Rice
so
would have been
good.
crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that the person who wrote the Da Vinci Code?
No, Dan Brown.
Oh, whatever.
Close, I guess.
That means
Yeah.
another Dan.
Closest.
I feel like getting the Dan part right doesn't count. I don't get anything for that.
Yeah, no, you really
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
It's not Dan Constitution or whatever, or Declaration of
Yeah, this is actually the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Independence.
Independence.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but he is a lead producer on the show now, like since Anne passed away a couple
that's
years ago.
great.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. He is also a writer, I believe.
I believe, yes, that he is. So that's sort of our like little Anne Rice corner.
Hell yeah! I do not know anything that y'all are talking about. So I've not seen Interview with the Vampire or anything around.
We'll
it.
have to watch
So,
it.
Yeah, I'll have
that's
to.
okay.
I have to be exposed to Anne Rice at some point.
No, for sure. Oh,
I keep having
actually,
to not say Ayn Rand. I really.
Yeah, you do have
Yeah.
to keep trying to
You
not do that.
yeah.
It's A-R name. I don't know.
But it isn't though. What? A-R name? Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought
Yeah.
you meant Anne. And I was like, what are you saying?
Arn.
Yeah, Arn.
Rice.
Arnus.
Arnis.
Anyway.
For sure. I feel like this could be a good chance. Instead of playing my voicemail, I could share with y'all what I was saying, because I was talking about vampires in the voicemail that I left a couple of days ago, when y'all were talking about Greek mythology and you were talking about like disdain for like tradition and things like that. And
Yeah.
I basically, like, summation of the voicemail was me saying that I think that there was a lot of validity in what you were saying with tradition and like wanting to challenge it in a lot of ways. Like that makes complete sense. Because I think there's a lot of tradition that like we should question it in a lot of senses. And I think that there is a lot of oversaturation of content related to things like Greek mythology or vampires or superheroes. But I think where it gets more interesting is when you start to, when people, you know, obviously do it in like a unique way, but I've found that the content that I've most been drawn to within those realms is when it's like super queer.
Yeah.
Like vampire content that, and I mean, vampires are inherently very, very queer, but like content that is like very explicitly like aimed at that, or like, you know, ancient content that reframes that. You know, I did a production of Romeo and Juliet last year, and we turned it into like a lesbian romance instead of a straight romance, but we kept it in a sort of like quote unquote like historical. Like, and I feel like that's more interesting sometimes to like see it in its like traditional like style, but it's then also queer.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, that inherently adds something interesting to it feels a little bit of a cheat because it's like all you got to do to make something interesting that is super not interesting is add something interesting to it, which is like to make it queer. So like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think that there needs to be that draw in its face for me to like know to come and see it. Because if I just hear that it's like a vampire thing or a Greek mythology thing, I'm just not like I'm not raring and ready to go. But if they were like, this is the super gay vampire party, I might be like, I need to go to the super gay vampire party, even though I don't like vampires.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost like we need like a Bechdel test of sorts, almost.
A Dracula test.
Dracula test.
Well, that almost sounds like Dractyl.
I don't know what that would be.
I don't know.
We just don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like rectal thermometer. You know?
Oh, okay. I see.
Like, there's got to be like a
drachma test, maybe?
Maybe, but isn't that Greek money?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is? I only know that from Spy Fox, the fucking point and click video game. Where you he
knows fucking nothing about Greek anything. He's like, isn't that their money?
I know a lot about Greek food. I had a lot of Greek. I grew up around a lot of Greek families. I've made I've made balaclava.
This is a multicultural king. He's made balaclava.
I've made baklava once, and it was not. Well, it was fun, but it was not something I would ever want to do more than one time.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's very tedious.
Yeah, just brushing.
Greek pastries and like Middle Eastern pastries, I am so fine to not make them. I will buy them. I will buy them at your business. Thank you for making them. I would love to eat them. They are very tedious.
They should cost $1 million.
They should. They should cost $1 million to $1,000 billion. $1 million to $1,000.
Yes.
Somewhere between $1,000 and $1 million, because they take so much fucking time.
Atticus, you fuck with Habibis?
I don't think I've had them.
Oh my God, there's a bakery.
What's a Habibi?
Habibi, I think Habibi means like I love you, like cute I love you. Habibi's in Lexington is a really good bakery.
Bug Fan Club says, insert clip of Matt Berry as a vampire saying, gay is in, gay is hot. I want some gay. Gay it's gonna be.
Gay it's gonna be.
And honestly, Bug Fan Club brings up a great point. What We Do in the Shadows, I think, is a great taking a bunch of like traditional ideas of what vampires are and still doing it, but making fun of it.
Yeah,
like it's such a good show. It's so much fun. It's genuinely hilarious. For like the first like 2 to 3 seasons, it starts to get a little rough later. But you know what show isn't going on endlessly these days. Really
liked what I saw of that show. I mean, I always forget the other person's name, but Laszlo and
Nadja.
Yes, Laszlo and Nadja. They're extremely funny, and I've watched a bunch of clips of them on YouTube. I really do want to watch that show because that seems like a really interesting, fun concept. Like all on its own.
It's weird because I sound eternally old every time I say this, but I've never seen the show. I just saw the movie, like the original media.
A movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it was the Jermaine Clements, and I was super into Flight of the Conchords. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. and Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
They made a movie together. I think it was in 2014. I actually haven't seen the movie. I've been meaning to watch it for forever.
I remember it being so fucking funny because it was just like I was so into the stuff that Jermaine Clements was doing, and I still am. Like I love a lot of the stuff he does. And so I pursued it, and I was like, hell yeah. And then I just never watched the show, not because I didn't want to, but never really got into it.
Bug Fan Club says, I've never seen either. I just love clips of Matt Berry.
That's so
Hashtag
real.
IT crowd.
Very real.
I need to see the IT crowd too. And recently, my friend Nathan introduced me through 2 clips of Silicon Valley. That show looks extremely funny also.
And
very dry and British adjacent humor.
I would like to weirdly kind of just drop a quick content warning. The IT Crowd is a good show. I've watched a lot of it. There is at least one extremely transphobic episode that people might want to skip.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't think I don't think it was, not that it wasn't the intention. It was clearly the intention, but I think it was like very misguided. People being very like really misunderstanding, but I don't think it would be fun to encounter that when you're trying to watch a comedy show.
Yeah, that's fair. Mike Judge?
Yes.
King of the Hill, Mike Judge?
Yeah.
He wrote Silicon Valley.
Oh, I love everything Mike Judge does.
Which is why I want to, I was watching the clip of it and I was like, why is this so funny?
I think of Mike Judge pretty much as the king of modern satire.
Yeah. Satire?
I
don't think satire. I think it's kind of.
The reason I guess I think that is because I think King of the Hill is the kindest, most compassionate sort of satirical exploration I've ever seen.
I think it has satirical elements, but I don't think it is satire in itself. I'm not sure, though. That feels like the wrong box to drop it into.
I guess like that's my beginning, and maybe we can explore it from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely think that like King of the Hill has satirical elements, but it definitely feels more just like a sitcom.
It definitely does feel like a sitcom, although I guess actually, and my argument would be is like, I think maybe an inherent aspect of sitcom is satire, because I was about to bring up all of the elements of King of the Hill that are satire, but those are things that are true about sitcoms in general. This like caricature of whatever kind of person you're trying to highlight or story you're trying to tell, usually centered around some kind of American family.
I feel like the ideas of satire are also like, maybe when we initially hear it, like we think of this very like extreme version of it, like almost in like a parody sense,
like a Jonathan Swift Modest Proposal or whatever.
Yeah.
But it really can like be much more subtle than that, and I think that that's where a lot of really like popular comedy has existed in, is that like gray area of what satire can be.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I mean, it is just holding up societal norms and looking at and just showing how ridiculous they are in different ways. But I feel like when you put satire as a primary descriptor on the face of something, it feels like it should be closer to a Modest Proposal than because so much of comedy is satire, because so much of comedy is about pointing out the ridiculousnesses of everyday life. Like, I wouldn't call PodCube a satire, but like the episode about organ upgrades is very specifically a satirical episode.
And I guess
what pointing at something very specific.
When I'm calling King of the Hill a satire, I'm thinking of PodCube. There is a kind of comedy that feels like it engages very heavily with satire, but I agree where it's like the point of it is not satirical. The satire is sort of just like kind of, it's a tool in your comedy toolbox.
But I also haven't seen most of it. I haven't seen any of Silicon Valley yet beyond the clips. I need to find someone's HBO Max password to watch that.
I know.
Also, wherever King of the Hill is streaming, there's new King of the Hill, and apparently it's good.
I've heard it's good.
I think it's Disney Plus / Hulu.
Does Disney Plus have King of the Hill?
Disney Plus / Hulu.
Yeah, they have Hulu now, so they have a bunch of stuff on there now that you like look and you're like, this doesn't feel like it should be on Disney, but it's because they have ownership of Hulu.
Hey, who's Hulu? I want to back up for a second, actually.
Okay.
Who's Hulu? Who is that?
They're cousins with Fubo and Tubi.
Yeah, they're all the Teletubbies. So the Teletubbies.
Fubo and Tubi are the Teletubbies?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Yeah, okay. Hulu, now I can't even say a single one of them. Hulu, Fuba, and Tubi.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Fuba?
Okay.
Fubo?
So
Tubi.
In the film adaptation, Seth MacFarlane is playing Hulu.
I'm asking for real.
What are you asking?
Who is Hulu? What is Hulu and what happened to Hulu? Who did Hulu have?
Well, I will
what
say-
TV network was Hulu? Because like you got HBO Max, that's HBO. You got Peacock, that was Paramount.
The pronunciation guide next to Hulu is so funny.
Who and Lou.
Hulu.
H-U and then L-U with no accent marks, I don't think.
Individuals who were instrumental in the founding of Hulu, it immediately starts crazy. Bruce Campbell, Peter Sheernan, J.B. Purnett, Mike Lang, Beth Comstock.
Mike Lang.
Just like a bunch of fucking people. They were a lot of people. This is crazy. Hulu was announced in 2007 with AOL, NBC Universal, then co-owned by General Electric and Vivendi, MSN, MySpace, then owned by News Corporation, and Yahoo planned as its initial distribution partners. So nobody is Hulu.
Well,
nobody has ever been Hulu.
I found what I was looking for, which is that Hulu served as an aggregator for Fox, ABC, and NBC.
Yeah.
That's what I meant when I said who is Hulu.
Hulu was many.
Who is she? Right. But like I feel so confused because now Disney owns Hulu. So does that mean Disney bought a bunch of content from ABC, NBC, and Fox and now they own it?
They probably bought some.
This streaming morass is so confusing.
It's bad.
And like I know who Disney is. I know who HBO is, but I could never put my finger on
Do you
Hulu.
know who HBO is?
Yeah, HBO, they are home box office. They originally, they were first early to jump on movies on TV, I believe, right?
But like, was HBO just like just HBO or was it something else?
There was Paramount, Warner Brothers, and there was one other that I think there's a name. It'll sound older, I think, that turned into.
Oh, this is interesting, actually. So the history of HBO is that this cable television executive, Charles Dolan, through his company, Sterling Information Services, founded Manhattan Cable TV, a cable system franchise serving Upper Manhattan in New York City, which is such like a limited area. And they began service in 1966. Wow, this is crazy. We're going all the way back, and this is like going into while on a family vacation to France aboard the Queen Elizabeth II. Like, this is the history of HBO. It is like much weirder.
My grandma, I learned the other day, came to the United States on the Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, I mean there weren't a lot of other ways.
Yeah,
That's the
just
one.
Wild though.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
like a 2-month trip, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. HBO is owned by Warner Brothers now.
Yeah, which
So
is
that makes
tragic
sense, yes.
because I love historically HBO.
Yeah. Anyway, so Hulu has King of the Hill and also What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, I believe both of them are on there.
But how can anybody keep up with this?
Fuck that. I'm getting my pirate flag. I'm so
Yeah.
sick of this.
It sucks.
There's I know I feel like old man yells at clouds. This
Oh
is-
no, I will yell about it too.
But
like,
it's just fucking ridiculous.
no, it's very infuriating.
And it also feels like an important lesson that we have all really learned. Like, we all were like, streaming is great. Shut up, old man. Get rid of your physical media. And then as things started to change, I think that the difference is that a lot of us were like, we were wrong. That's stupid. Buy DVDs again. Like, it was like this real shift, I think, that happened a lot more quickly than it usually does, where a lot of us were becoming incredibly disenchanted. And I think a huge part of it is that we simply can't afford it. Like, because of late stage capitalism, it is inaccessible. And so we're just like, well, that's not an option. I can't have all of these subscription services and live TV. It's more expensive than cable or satellite ever was.
What I think is something that we've all become more aware of is this thing that tech companies do where they come up with a product and then they get a bunch of venture capital money, they push into a market, and then they price out everyone else. Like Uber did this, right, with taxis. Like, it's a clean example everyone points to. Uber shows up in your city, they're way cheaper than taxis because they're losing money on every single ride. And then after they've like been there long enough to push all the other taxis out of business, prices go up, service gets worse, and they extract more and more money and turn the thing shitty. That's the like venture capital cycle style thing. And I do feel like even though Netflix was structured differently, it's kind of the first one I can remember where we had this thing that came in and was like, hey, rent DVDs and also stream movies. And it was an amazing deal. And you could keep the DVDs until you wanted to send them back. And there was so much selection and everything was there. And everyone was stoked because it was a good like service that had just about everything. And then Netflix did the Uber thing where they started pulling out, and then, just loads of stuff happened. I mean, then there's also like the content that they just pull down or redistribute, and then everyone wanted a piece of the pie. But I feel like the Netflix was the what is the thing that happens before the like biblical apocalypse or whatever? Trumpets or
like
something?
the Herald or some dog shit. I will say, I actually would challenge that or maybe add to that, which is that I'm looking at when Netflix started. Oh yeah, 2007. I think Netflix was second. I think the first thing to do this was Amazon. Oh. Amazon began by selling books. Amazon's entire model was books. We will make books accessible. They made books their thing. And here's why I think that's particularly smart. Who's the kind of person that is the most blindly anti-technology? And is that the same kind of person who's like very pro-book, pro-library, pro-access to information, but also like I think is often the sort of like bury your head in the sand rather than talk about what's happening with like tech and AI right now? So I think Amazon was able to capture a lot of the people who are typically the best at fighting back at some of this stuff by like, and there were people who were loud. There were people like, this is undermining libraries. There are problems. But at first, Amazon didn't seem insidious. It didn't seem like there was a problem because it got into e-commerce so early because Amazon began in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So 1994 is when Amazon is hitting before we have the kind of e-commerce we can even picture.
I'm exactly as old as Amazon. Amazon
is our brother.
No, he's not.
And I'm ashamed of him.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of Amazon. I think the books, the angle. I think it's a lot of a big generalization to claim that people who love books are all anti-technology.
No, I wasn't trying to claim that. I was trying to like create. I was trying to paint a picture.
Behind you on that one, Buck. But everything else, I'm
not trying to say that people who love books are anti-technology. I also am not trying to say that being suspicious of technology is a bad thing. I'm trying to speak to like Amazon managed to grip the kind of person that a lot of the other online ventures weren't gripping.
I don't know the exact history of it, but I don't think Amazon came in with the, I've been trying to remember it. I don't think Amazon came in with the same intent that Uber did, where Uber was like, we're going to go in, lose a bunch of money, kill the competition, and then turn. They were like, this is our plan. I kind of feel like Amazon grew, and then the greed grew, and it became too big.
I mean, that's such a common experience, I feel like, amongst like any like organization or corporation that like, I mean, Chipotle is the one that I bring up all the time.
Because it sucks.
Like, and it used to be really good.
Yeah.
Like, and I still will hold my claim that it went downhill the year that I stopped working there. But
I mean,
like nationally as a chain,
because that was the year that I left was the year that they introduced queso, and because
it was terrible.
Everybody was complaining about them not having queso, and then the first queso they had was absolute garbage, and they have improved their recipe, but now they're adding, like, they started doing these like weird like lifestyle bowls. They were doing like cauliflower rice. They're doing like the weird like protein thing where they're like, oh, like there's like extra protein in like all of this, and like it's just, and the quality has gone down. There's 1,000,005 like child labor laws that they have been known to break. Like,
yeah.
But it started out like in a very small capacity. So like, I mean, this is sort of tangential, but like, I think, very similar thing happening with like RuPaul and Ellen DeGeneres. I compare them all the time of these folks that started off as very like genuine, I think like good people in showing queerness in pop culture and media, and started off in like genuine, like, like rural, like, like tough lives, and then just reached a level of fame and wealth that they are unrecognizable now.
Well, I think a good.
Man, I loved Ellen when I was younger.
I mean, and I think a good aspect of that too, like someone who's maybe a little bit more of a contemporary of RuPaul, though I'm not exactly sure, is Oprah. I feel like Oprah is just like so much larger of a figure, and her influence is so much more incredible, and her wealth. I mean, Oprah is a billionaire.
Yes.
But the thing that's fascinating is, and you can want to split hairs about this all you want, I get it, but like Oprah's worth like $2.2 billion. She's at the bottom of billionaires. And I think that's important because we're talking about what happens when someone who has to actually fight for every piece they got, and who got incredibly lucky, and I'm putting that in air quotes, because like they have so much wealth, they have so much power, but also had to be so abused by everyone else on their level and continues to be. I think of Oprah specifically because like so many heinous abuses have been hurled at her entire career. But amazingly, somehow, despite the fact that she's like one of the richest Black people in the world, the thing that really sticks is the way that we have globally talked about her weight. Like her experience as a woman and existing in that space. I like.
But Oprah, a very complicated figure, also gave us Dr. Phil and
Dr. Oz.
And lots of other grifters and has.
Very complicated figure.
Yeah, is a problem. Yeah. I think to not stray too far, Coyote Astronaut put the name to it that became very popular a couple of years ago, a term I love personally very much, in shitification.
Yeah.
When we're talking about all these companies. And I definitely feel like there's something that is a more modern, not a more modern. I think there's two things that can happen with enshittification. There's the enshittification that happens when something like gets big and then falls apart and then turns shitty. But what Uber does is like planned enshittification, right?
Well,
you're like, I'm going to enshittify. Like that's how capitalism works now.
Well, and you're right. That's a specifically venture capitalist thing. But I think what you were speaking to when we were talking about Netflix and Amazon is like, I think the reason it's different is because once Netflix and Amazon kind of not fell into it, I think very intentionally took the chances that were given, then there was a playbook. There was a way you could start. You could start your business with this intention. Mm-hmm. And so that is the shift. That is the shift. There's this thing that happens. Also, this is kind of crazy and might not be interesting, but Amazon went public in 1997. That's way earlier than I would have thought. But it makes sense because that's also what can lead to, and almost always leads to the enshittification of your company.
My hot take as someone who is not super versed in economics is that publicly traded companies are cancer.
Oh, 100%.
I think that at least in the way it has gone, I think that the stock market should be abolished. I really do.
Stock market is gambling.
I don't think, and like it makes sense on some level if it was actually publicly traded in like the public interest. Replace the stock. Where's the Russian anthem? Replace the stock market with government ownership.
Yeah.
But like collective ownership. Like if it was not, who owns stocks? These rich people and investors, and then the board runs the company, and then they don't care about anything but money. They don't need the services. They're in an entirely stratified upper echelon of society, and they're not in touch with it. And so none of the choices they make are going to be in service of making their products or services actually better. And I feel like this happens with every publicly traded company. It's currently happening, or it's probably going to happen to one of my favorite grocery stores, Market Basket in New England. They finally ousted the CEO, and they want to take it public so they can get a board, so they can get shareholders, so they can beef it up, and then they can shit all over it and then raise the prices and make it terrible.
Do you guys ever feel like when people want to get a board and shareholders, it's like when someone tells you they want to buy a house in a neighborhood with an HOA? You're like, why do you want to own part of something and have other people tell you can't do anything with it? Like, why do you want to not be able to live where you are?
Well, an HOA doesn't give you money, though. Whereas being a stock owner, like the whole thing is they get money.
Yeah, it's just like the being beholden to something for the idea that you're getting the piece of some larger pie.
I fully don't understand why anyone would purposely move to a place that isn't an HOA unless it was like everything about this house is amazing and I'll tolerate that. I don't know. I've never met someone who has been like, I want to live in an HOA.
I have.
Really?
It's like gay men. It's like
what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it the like archetype of like I want to have my perfect manicured lawn type like and everyone needs to
you're literally describing my cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, really?
You can hire someone to mow your lawn. You don't have to be in a place with an HOA.
Yeah. Hey, if you're in an HOA, I don't know. I was going to be like, I'm going to make a Patreon tier that you have to join, obligatory.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay back for what you've done.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, I mean, not to really equate those things, but like it is, I think ultimately the stock market and the way that we do publicly traded companies is a very incredible tool for doing exactly what capitalism, has done in our country, which is like fully divorcing workers from the means of production. You lose access to the actual job, the actual company, the actual work. We have talked recently on the show about Ben & Jerry's. We've talked about all these different companies, but like, we sell it as the American dream. Oh, they sold their company. They went public. This is so good. They've really made it. And you haven't. Everything you've worked for is gone. And you realize that too late.
Coyote Astronaut in the chat said something that I like. Never become empire.
Yes.
Which is very good. I want to address some things that have gone by in chat here. 60 watts light bulb says the main reason I won't get a Switch 2 is because I want to have more than a irrevocable license to a game.
Yes.
Yeah, you will own nothing and you will be happy. These another way for these companies to extract value. Coyote Astronaut at one point said, "Give me more employee-owned co-ops," which I am a huge fan of. There are several where I'm from in New England, food co-ops that are phenomenal, and they really provide a lot of value to the community. And being a member there actually matters. Like we need more employee-owned things. Is Ale 8 an employee-owned business?
I don't
here
know,
in Winchester?
but I mean, and this is me. I'm not trying to compare local co-ops, but Costco's kind of a hybrid, isn't it? Costco's a weird beast.
I'm not really sure.
Because it is partially employee-owned.
Costco is a weird many-headed hydra.
Yeah, Costco's fascinating to me because I'm always expecting for the other shoe to drop, and then everyone I've known who's actually worked there is no, it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Lightbulb says it's about needing everything to be perfect around you and having a way to change things you don't like around you. Then it's on you. Then it's your name on someone else's screw up.
Yeah.
When it comes to being in an HOA. Yeah, I don't. Well, why do you want to exert that kind of control over other people? And I
think that's what it is.
It's greed,
Yep.
right? We need to fucking treat greed like a hoarding issue that it is.
I literally watched a video of an HOA president calling the cops on someone who offered free lawn service to an old woman who was not able to mow her lawn.
Oh, go fuck yourself so much. What do you mean? That's so shitty.
And this is the kind of thing, I think part of it, and this is not me casting a judgment on everyone who moves into a neighborhood with an HOA. It might be your dream house. There might be a reason. You might not have really thought it through. Maybe there's a lot of different things. There is something about being the kind of person who believes that you should be able to control what other people do. And in a way, when you exist within a community where you're all buying into some level of appearances, some level of I don't know, we're not going to be that kind of neighborhood. We're not going to let things go downhill. There's this very charged energy to this kind of thing. And in a way we can say well, we all live in a society. We all want to live in a place where we act a certain way, where we engage with each other. But wanting to exert further control on the people around you, I just don't think it's a good impulse to chase. I don't think it's a good way to live.
This has not been a very funny episode.
Does anybody want to laugh? Tell a joke.
We got 10 minutes. We can be funny.
Would you rather fart pee or pee farts?
We've already done this one.
Oh man, but see, I don't know. I realized it's 7:50 and all we've been doing is complaining about bummers all morning. And
well,
so
but
I'm
how do
sorry
we fix
for that.
it?
I don't know. Would you rather pee farts or fart pee?
Well, we've done this one.
I don't think we've done pee farts.
Pee farts or fart pee?
Yeah, I'd rather pee farts. I think.
Yeah.
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 It would
farting pee is you're just going to projectile piss yourself 8 times a day.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, exactly. And I think farting pee might feel cool. You know what I mean? It would not in a I don't know how to say not in a weird way but it's definitely in a weird way. In a very weird way, it would feel good.
In a specifically weird way.
In a specifically weird way. Yeah, when I don't know, when you burp and hiccup at the same time, and you're and then you're like, wow, that was interesting.
Oh no, I don't think my response is usually that was interesting. It's oh my god.
You see that bird right behind us?
My experience when that happens is usually if that happens again, I'm gonna die. I can't survive it again.
Yeah, it does feel like something went wrong. Every time something like that happens.
Hiccups feel like a malfunction.
If you could get rid of one bodily moment like that, I don't know what you would class it as, but hiccuping or I guess farting.
What counts as a bodily moment?
A thing that happens to you that you don't have complete control over?
Like a glitch almost.
Like my period? Because it would be my period.
Well, actually, yes. I'm going to second that.
That's fair. Although that... I guess
that was my question is what counts? Because yesterday, I'm on my period right now. TMI, haha, women are gross, right? Anyway, I was driving and I had an asshole cramp that was so bad that I was grimacing and white knuckling the wheel. And I was like, I'm going to fucking die. I won't survive this anus cramp.
That's rough.
So I don't know. I think I'd not do it.
To me.
Yeah.
But not to the same extent. In the same way. Bug Fan Club says, I'd prefer to have a period if I can guarantee to never vomit again.
I would echo, I also, have a huge aversion to vomiting.
Yeah.
I know, everybody's like, oh, I hate vomiting, but, I have, actively fought my body when
Yeah.
it's told me to vomit, and I will do everything in my power
Yes.
to not do so.
I am the same. I have not thrown up in years, and I've like needed to, and probably would be better off if I
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
But no way.
This is one of the better would you rathers. Unfortunately, it does exclude a lot of people because I know if you don't have a period, it seems like easy because you don't have to pick that one. But this one's good. This one's really good because like this is hard.
Six
This
to
is
us.
actually like, what do you pick?
6 to us Lightbulb said I'd rather vomit because it's a one and done, but a period is inescapable.
And that's it. A period is like always kind of happening.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, I'm on my period like me just now. But like you're sort of always on your period. It's like
Well, it's
a
a cycle.
cycle. And you're
Yes.
just
I mean,
in
you're
some
always-
part of it and
yeah.
they're
And
all
like,
bad.
especially like you know what? I'll be TMI. I don't give a shit.
Go off.
Like I'm on birth control that like causes irregular menstruation cycle, and
Yeah.
I'm not on hormones currently. So I just had a period that lasted 2 weeks.
Oh,
Like,
Dude.
and it
dog.
was her, and like there's people that like have said that they'll get one that lasts like a month. Like it's
That
pretty
sucks.
terrible.
Yeah, I've had month-long ones before, and I have like a pretty fine cycle, but then you add in things like endometriosis and PCOS, and the mood swings are honestly crazy. Like existing within what it does to your brain is so rough.
There's a couple messages in chat that I want to hit, one
Yeah.
of which is legendary.
Yeah.
First, I want to say that Bug Fan Club said stomach bug hit me a few months ago, and it was so much worse than I would have expected. I am so sorry.
Stomach bugs are absolutely like horrific.
Yeah, it was. Hopefully, it wasn't the Clytemnestra or whatever that is going around on the lettuce. Or
Yeah, hopefully it's not.
The Cleopatra.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Cleopatra.
Clytemnestra is a beautiful name for a baby girl.
Clytemnestra sounds like a drug, and it is like a Greek
It
thing.
very
Yeah.
well might be, yeah.
It could be both.
Cloudy Astronaut said, I go back to periods when I have problem accessing tea, which is how I was the guy who sneezed his menstrual cup out at a grandson show.
So fucking funny.
That's incredible.
I want, you know those t-shirts where it's like, I blank blank and all I got was a stupid shirt?
Yes.
I feel like there's a version of that story that fits on a t-shirt.
There's honestly, message a Boss Dog t-shirt company
Yeah.
and they will
Yeah.
make one.
Oh, Boss Dog rules. Boss Dog and Obvious Plant on Instagram are both so good.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's a beautiful story. My favorite stories, I think, involve menstrual cups because there's nothing really more chaotic than a menstrual cup. Until period underwear got good and a little bit cheaper, I was also a menstrual cup user, and they're so insane because talk about like your cup runneth over, or like imagine you're juggling and you can't stop and it's happening and you're in a public restroom and there's blood. Like it's fucking everywhere.
You're in there 6-7ing but it looks like a crime scene.
Yeah, it's Lily on Dropout that always has crazy menstrual cup stories too. She's like changing her menstrual cup in a taxi. She's at the dog park. Like there is a kind of person who wears a menstrual cup. I'm with you. I see you. I'm one of you. And it's an insane way to walk through the world. Absolutely insane.
I mean, even like the process of like sanitizing it and like standing over a sauce pot and
With your-
boiling
yes,
them.
with your menstrual cup and
like
every
brewing
part of
my
it.
potion.
I've boiled a few menstrual cups in my time. I've never worn one, but I can imagine just mechanically the stress I would feel, because if I have anything on my body somewhere that is like loose, I don't know, and like the closest thing I can think of is, you know, like accessories and clothing, like, or a helmet or something that is ill-fitting. It occupies at least 30 to 40% of my brain while it's happening to me sensorially. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. I would be thinking about nothing but that all day.
So the weirdest thing about it that I think is going to be really hard to understand is that if everything goes right, you don't feel it. It's like the thing about a menstrual cup.
But are you not aware, like, okay, I got to be careful because,
So first of all, you have to get the right size, and that's hard because they just don't. They don't make them all. We're all beautiful and different.
They don't teach you how to get size right for a bra. They don't teach you how to do anything.
They're
You
not
just
helping with the menstrual cup.
They don't help out with nothing.
And the thing about menstruating that's so crazy, and I say this as like a cis white woman, is that it is so exclusionary even to the people who experience it. And not just because of the gender binary, but also because like you'll tell your grandma you use a menstrual cup and she'll be like, that's disgusting. What are you talking about? And you're like, what do you mean it's disgusting?
Have those been around forever?
Yeah, it's like people are weird about periods, including the people who have them.
People are weird about periods. Hey, fucking stop.
Yeah, it's like really regular.
Like, yeah, dude. I don't get that, and I never have. I don't. like, unless, except for people who are like actually like literally just like hemophobic, which, oh my gosh, I feel bad for people who menstruate who are hemophobic.
Yeah,
that's got to be
that is
awful.
rough.
But like, if that's not you, stop being fucking weird about it. What do you mean?
Yeah, people just love to be weird about it.
Yeah, I know. And there's all these like laws too about like fucking, and you see headlines. They're like, oh, they're trying to put period products in all these restrooms and stuff. And it's like, can we not?
Have you seen the video of Caitlin Bennett on a local university campus getting absolutely owned by a trans man?
No,
I haven't, but I would
my
like
God.
to, because Caitlin Bennett sucks.
Yes, I cannot stand her. So she was at a local university nearby to here, and this was like, oh God, it was when I was a student there. So like 8 or 9 years ago, and interviewing folks, saying like asking about like how they felt about, I think specifically they were asking about menstrual products in the men's room. And, I have a lot of issues with the campus that I work for, but every student that came up, with the exception of I think 2, were like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like who cares about that?
Who
Like,
gives a shit?
Well, it's
It-
because
it
the
just
students are
doesn't-
not the problem with
yes,
your university.
exactly. And there was this guy that came up to her, or she went up to them, and was like, hey, like, what are your thoughts on like having like, period products like in the men's room? And he just goes, that sounds great.
That's great,
And she was like, oh, so you don't see any issue with that? Like, that's not weird to you? And he was like, I mean, they have them over in the library and I use them all the time. And just
then she was
walked
like-
away from her.
That's awesome.
Like, it was fucking brilliant.
That's so amazing.
This like conservative campus culture shit needs to stop. And it is to an extent. Like, I feel like that there was a real moment we went through from like 2016 through a while where that was like everything.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know how much it has died down. You've been closer to that
With the bathroom specifically?
No, with like conservative groups showing up at campus to do these like gotcha video shit.
It's still happening.
Is it still?
But it's been happening longer than you would have known about it.
Like even like way before 2016 even.
Yeah.
Really?
Like it's kind of like occurred in different versions. So the kind of common occurrence now is folks that, won't have a visible camera on them and will have like a body cam, so you don't even know that you're being recorded half the time.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's asking about like quote unquote like woke ideology and
Yeah.
like DEI stuff, and like trying to catch people in a trap of some kind because of legislative nonsense. That's more often what's been happening. Not quite as many, though there are a lot of anti-abortion folks that still just like pop onto campus like every once in a while, but that's also always been happening.
And I think that's the thing, is that you have to remember that the zealots, these zealots have always been there. They've always been like yelling at students and picketing abortion clinics. Like the Westboro Baptist Church has been around. The thing that is heartening, I think, is that the normal person. I was listening to a really good Matt Bernstein, A Bit Fruity episode about Samantha Fulnecki and how she failed the conservative grift. And the guest on that episode was really great. And they said something incredible in general about just like the experience of how like they went through this news cycle as a trans person and what they're typically feeling. And they were just like, the thing to remember is that like most people don't care about trans people at all. They don't care about trans issues. It's not positive or negative. They just don't care. And I think that the conservative like obsession is starting to annoy most regular people, because like they won't meet a trans person. It won't affect them in their real life. And it's becoming clear that it is not the like big scary culture war that the conservatives are making it out to be. So as the conservatives get more like angry about trans people because they've dug themselves so deep, I do think there is something to be said about like, I don't think not caring about trans people is like a cool character trait, and I think everybody should care about trans people. But I do think there's something to what they're drawing attention to, which is that these people who are trying to convince you that everybody is worried about this are really just trying to whip people into a frenzy.
Trans people have existed for fucking ever,
Yeah.
literally all through history. And also something that like struck me as weird before I really realized like, oh, this is like deliberately trying to stir a pot about something by picking a marginalized group and shitting on it. I was like, when all this stuff first started happening, I grew up with trans adults that I knew.
Yeah.
It was not even something that I ever thought about deeper than that. I was like, oh yeah, some people are like that. Cool. That's how life is. Mm-hmm. And then it became this whole fucking thing, and it's so frustrating.
And I think, the thing, it's not the case for every single person, but there's so many folks, in this country in particular that they've been fed misinformation and have never knowingly met a trans person. Yeah. So they haven't been able to humanize it in any way. Because I've known several deeply conservative folks or who had deep misinformation about trans experience that once they met a trans person, they're like, oh, this is just
fun.
I'm just trying to go to the grocery store, man.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're trying to live. Aren't you supposed to be the whole part? Isn't your whole party thing supposed to be about personal liberty and not imposing yourself on others? Or what?
I'm just trying to mind my business.
Yeah, fucking.
And I think there's something to be said for all of that. And I think again, while none of it is an excuse for bigotry, it is important to remember. There's a privilege to knowing people. First of all, there's a total privilege to knowing trans people because they're the best people out there. But second of all, there's a privilege to having access to information. And while it might feel like people are being really willfully ignorant, and a lot of the times that's true, people are also just all struggling, and they're all busy, and they're all scared.
Well, and a lot of people live in a very low information environment where the takeover of public media or not public media, but the thing that the right-wingers got extremely right was their media game. They took over all the talk radio stations. Yeah. Name a left-leaning talk radio station you've heard of. And if you say NPR, you're a fucking fool. Yeah. Because NPR is the most centrist shit on the planet. Mm-hmm. That is the closest, and that is our publicly funded media. But they took over every other talk show. And and you know who listens to those? People who are working jobs where you are doing hard work. And if you are in a rural area, you had the radio for a lot longer than you had the internet probably, and things like that. They really took over legacy media, TV, news, the Fox empire. And so a lot of people just live in this environment where the only information they get is from these sources that are bad.
Yeah.
Kat Ashna says Democracy Now! I don't know when that started. I have also never heard Democracy Now! Actually on the airwaves. I've only encountered it online. I don't know any stations around here that repeat it.
WRFL at local station does.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
cool.
They play it every day.
That's great. But they're a local station,
yes.
right? They're
yes,
locally
yes.
owned, and there are so few of those since the Telecoms Act passed, and they got bought up by radio stations got gobbled up by fucking 4 different companies.
Yeah.
Obligatory fuck iHeart for $1 million.
Yeah, fuck iHeart, dude.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah. But there's a couple messages in chat that we should definitely get to. We passed our time somehow. So before we punch out, a lamp said, I had chronic nosebleeds long before I had periods. I was used to bleeding out of random holes. I can only imagine that.
Honestly, actually, same.
Yeah, that's so real.
As a kid, too, I can imagine, if you're not... I don't know if this is true, because as a person who doesn't have periods, I don't know, but I would imagine...
Lightbulb said not a lamp.
Did
you call light bulb a lamp?
God damn it! I'm so sorry. I keep doing that. Light bulb and lamp. I keep twisting that. As someone who doesn't have a period, growing up, I can imagine that if that started happening to you before anyone thought to talk to you about it, it might be kind of confusing. But if you were also someone who had a lot of nosebleeds, I could imagine if that was me being like, oh, okay, I guess that's just a different kind of nosebleed.
Yeah, also, I was watching a video of a comedian the other day, and she has a disease. This is a real thing where her organs fall out, and it started happening when she was 5, and because, you're just a kid and you don't know anything, she, didn't really think it was a big deal.
Organs fall out?
Yeah. So, her intestines are kind of falling out, and you got to think about being a kid, and you're just sort of well, yeah, everything's new. Which ones are important?
Thanks.
That one was important to say.
Yeah. As Bug Fan Club said, no thank you. That's terrifying.
And something she said about it is she was like, I didn't really realize everyone's organs don't fall out.
Oh my gosh. As someone who has just a weird irrational fear of my organs falling out.
Yeah. I think it's pretty rare, guys.
Yeah, I know. I have a fear of seeing what's supposed to be on the inside of me.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
I want to see all of it.
No way.
I mean, having a period, I do think desensitizes you.
Yes, absolutely.
When they scoped me on both ends, I got a throat scope and a booty scope. And if they'd done it at the same time, they could have made him kiss. And probably somewhere in my tummy.
Gonna take rotoscope, put me in space.
They were like, here's your packet with pictures. And I was like, throw that away. Put that in the trash. I don't want to see that. I don't want to
Send it to my house and I will frame it.
I know.
Really?
They're like, oh, do you want to see the packet? And I'm like, no, he doesn't. I will have it. Thank you.
Yep.
I am perpetually terrified of the fragility of the human body. I have one heart. I have one brain. I'm made of wet tubes that are filled with whatever I eat. I'm not responsible enough for that. My shit is probably, it's so scary. To me, I see those pictures and I'm like, I'm an inch from death at all times. I don't know what it is.
You have this sort of Northeastern nervousness that is so
Northeastern
fascinating to me. I could not agree less. I do not think about any of that. We all have our own stuff. None of that is mine, and that is why we are good together.
Terrified.
I love Northeastern nervousness.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I have relatives that have these traits as well.
I've always been associated with Northeastern, what is suspiciousness? You're suspicious of everyone as a Northeastern trait.
I do feel like it kind of lends itself to that. I feel like people from the Northeast are like, I could die at any second, and I'm suspicious of everyone.
Yes, well, because we're driving in 8 feet of snow
Yeah.
at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, with a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee in one hand.
Have you seen the Dunkin' bucket that they have now?
No,
What?
they got a Dunk's bucket?
I literally, I think it's like a half gallon of coffee that you can purchase.
Oh my
God.
shit. Here we go.
That's hot.
Yeah, there's Dunkin' Donuts buckets.
Duckets.
At select
Dunkets.
locations in New Hampshire and Massachusetts only.
sounds
Get you
about
a
right.
Bo Ducket.
A 48-ounce coffee bucket for $8.89. You know, that's only 16 more ounces than the large iced coffee, which is a 32-ounce cup. So that's a large and a medium iced coffee together.
That feels like a really nice price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, that's decent.
And you get a
Honestly,
bucket.
and this
You
is
get
the
the
kind of
bucket.
fishbowl. Atticus, if this had been happening when we were working together, this is the kind of shit I'd be like, got us coffee on the way.
Yes. And we just throw a little straw in there, and that's our coffee for the day.
I think it's fucked up that when you order sushi and you get 3 rolls, they give you 16 sets of chopsticks, but you order this and they give you 1 straw.
Yeah.
Where is the respect at any level?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was just scrolling back through chat to see if we missed anything, and there's some pretty funny messages. So some highlights.
We'll end eventually.
Yeah,
At some point.
We'll end the show at some point. This has been a bonkers episode.
And we needed to go back up because we talked about a lot of wild stuff. So
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Get out of here. Outro music.
we're not done.
I'll
I was
trigger
like,
you when
babe,
I want
rude.
to. All right. So before we wrap the show, why don't we do this?
Oh, hey, chat. How you been?
So scrolling back upwards through our conversation here, Coyote Astronaut says, dude, I can bleed through any tampon like Death Clock is playing a show in my pants.
Hell yeah. Same. Also, I had to buy tampons because, hey, everybody, feel bad for me. I'm going to a water park on my period. Sucks.
I had to go swimming during my period also. It fucking sucks.
Sucks. So
Sucks
I don't
so bad.
have a cup anymore because it was gross and I was tired of it. Not cups are gross, but mine was personally gross. And so I bought a bunch of period underwear and I just threw it away. And now I have to deal with tampons every time I can't wear my period underwear. And it was stupid.
Bummer. Womp. 60 watts light bulb says, and we were talking in regards to us talking about keeping period products, menstrual products in all restrooms. 60 watts light bulb said, does it matter where they are? If they don't get used, just use them. If they don't get used, put them wherever.
Yeah.
And obviously, and Coyote Astronaut said, even if one presumes heterocisness, imagine what a good boyfriend one could be with access to that. Yeah, nobody suffers. The thing about accessibility in all cases is that nobody suffers when things are made more accessible. Everyone benefits.
And
Come
also,
on.
not even just a good boyfriend, a good friend.
Yeah, a
if
good
you don't
friend.
act like periods are gross and you can just be like, oh yeah, we have some in my bathroom. Let me get it for you.
I got you. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, come on. 60 Watts Live says recording people randomly on the street is annoying. Yeah, I love the initiatives that are forming to punch people with meta glasses. Fuck that.
Yeah, honestly, don't try to surveil me. I am normally not ever in support of assaulting other people, not a crazy statement. If you are surveilling your fellow person, you have lost your right to your own privacy.
Those meta glasses, those AI glasses.
Go fuck yourself.
Get rid of them. Those are terrible. The only form of that should exist should be those Dragon Ball Z one eye, fucking big ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's got
Those
one of
are
those
fine.
on and you're doing some crazy shit
Yeah.
with it, whatever.
There's something cool there. Or it has to look like when you go to the eye doctor and it's all the lenses and you have to wear that around.
Yes.
The only AI glasses that I will even remotely accept will be, they have to look like some giant sci-fi
It
bullshit.
should be a bionicle.
Yeah, these meta glasses, fucking terrifying, creepy, horrible.
Also, they are spying on you and they are watching you. It has been proven already. There is a company that has been exposed by Facebook, and I don't mean they are just watching the people you are spying on. I mean, like, there is a company that came out and said that they review the footage on your glasses. They were like, we see this guy like put his glasses down. We saw his wife changing, like all this different stuff. They like blew the whistle, and Facebook solved the problem by firing that company and just hiring a different one.
Problem solved. Amazing. Meta is such an evil, horrible, no good, very bad, terrible company.
Yeah.
And they actively make choices to do that. And Bug Fan Club said, in regards to me talking about the fragility of the human body and how scary looking at my own inside of my butt is on a camera. So he knows this, but thinks he can poop clean extension cords? Okay. To which I say, yeah, I did look at the pictures. They did give me deep, deep dread for a while. But you know what I thought as I was looking at those pictures? You could pass a cord through that. It's pretty clean. I have very, very clean on the inside.
I love that after shitting everything out of your body for 2 straight days.
And then not eating for 12 hours because
you're like,
they misscheduled
I could
me.
poop extension cords really clean down there all the time.
I could. I'm just saying. I think I have it within me somewhere.
I have a final thing to leave everyone on, and you can play the outro. I tried to write a film buffering for this, but I didn't get very far, so I want to leave it with you guys and see if you can guess. Call or email us to tell me if you've got it. Here's your clue. A young man goes on a field trip and... What movie is this?
If you think you can get it in one... That's like 2/3 of a clue. Can we have that clue one more time, Bug?
A young man goes on a field trip and...
A young man goes on a field trip and Coyote Astronaut said you have to do a clean before the scope. I did.
Yeah.
But I still think I still think I could be a chord.
still think.
It could be a chord. I could do chords. I think I could do chords. Thank you all for spending your week here with us. We'll be back on Monday with more malarkey, hopefully less technical problems, and another week of fun shows. Thanks for spending your morning with us. Thank you, Atticus, for joining us.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for having me,
I
as
love
always.
you both.
I love you both.
I love you both.
This is Bug and Moss.
60 Watts Lightbulb says, Mary Poppins. And Kween says, Mary Poppins. I think it's James and the Giant Peach.